Oh my God, is it that time already? Oh, I feel like a chicken with its head cut off. Taylor, you with us today?
I am here. Yes.
Hey, hey, you sound okay. Does everybody think she sounds okay?
It
Just
sounds
one,
better to me, but I asked the chat to let us know.
yeah, one thumbs up will be all we need here. We were really sorry about last week, but
Yeah.
it happens, when you go live and you just got to
Yeah, it's okay.
roll with it. Okay, I'm John Zidar. The lady behind the screen is Taylor. You are watching On Top and Hot's live session where we're taking your requests for hot penny stocks. I try to share them with you all week. This gives you a chance to bring them to us. And by the looks of it, we got some real doozies today. Now, in case you wonder where I'm at, folks, I know I put a lot of news out there early in the morning between 7:20 and 9:30. All the news I can find on penny stocks running that are got news. I do the best I can, but then I kind of disappear. I'm over in Discord, folks, all day. We're over there on the free members page. Come on in. That's what that page is there for. And me, myself, a couple of other guys, we're helping traders find hot stocks. They're bringing us hot stocks. We're finding the entries. We're learning about supports and resistances, where to get out. We're making money. We had a real good day today. Just ended on a good note on GWSI. It was a nice pop we got there at the end. So join us over at Penny Boys, which is why I do this, folks. We're just trying to let you know we got professionals over there for whatever it is you do. I'm into the penny stocks, small caps. We got people into the large stocks, cryptos, tokens, gambling, whatever you're into. Somebody over there to chat with and learn from. So we have got some hot stocks lined up here. Let's see what we got. We got some people coming in. I like that. Mark Ryan, Belmore, my regulars. God, I love you folks. If it wasn't for you, where would I be? I mean, you are my foundation. You guys are here every week bringing us the stocks we look at. I appreciate you all. Who else we got? I'm looking. Give me a moment here, David. I see you, David. Yes, evening. That looks like it. That's okay. We'll get more as we go along. No, I didn't forget you, underdog. I see you. I got your stock as well. Random, you still out there? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. All right, folks, enough of all that. Let's get into what we got going on here. I've got to share myself. I'm not even sharing. It has been a long day, folks. I have been very busy today, doing a lot of work for a lot of people, and I'm enjoying myself because we're actually making some money. There we go. You can see me. I can see you. First stock we're going to look at. No, not DCRC. We'll get to that one. We are going to look at PHBI. I don't have any requests from YouTube or Twitter today. We're going straight to what we had here. And would you believe we only got 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 pre-done. That's all I was given. That's okay. I don't mind. So this came from Belmore, I believe. Yes, it did. Seems to Taylor and I that we looked at this recently, but we couldn't figure out when we looked at it last. It looks familiar to me, and Taylor's got lines on her chart she can't account
Yep.
for. So we're wondering. So PHBI, Pharma Green Biotech, she is at 0022. She had a bad day, didn't she? Fell almost 20%, 18 and a half. She is on the lower tier, the lowest tier of the OTC, the pinks. This is the riskiest tier because you don't get validated information down here. This is the ghetto of the OTC. Sorry, it is. Doesn't mean everybody is a criminal, but you got to be leery. You got to watch your P's and Q's down here. Don't give your money to just anybody. The only verified information you normally get are these 2 ticks. Verified profile and a verified transfer agent, which are very important. These come from the OTC market. It's their job to do it, an unbiased third party. So outside of that, unless they have volunteered to upgrade to SEC filing using 10Ks, which you can do down here, you're just taking the word of the management for everything. So don't be trusting your news presses as gospel. Folks, those are stock movers. Just think of them as stock movers. And if you want to play the stock moving on the news, great. But as an investment, wait until you see money coming in. Wait till you see filings coming in. Don't just work off of the news presses. So what have we got here for pharma? Well, let's see what I found. Pharma Green is currently developing its nutraceutical products and is focused on generating revenues from its proprietary blend of therapeutic plants and mushrooms and nutraceutical wellness products, utilizing the company's expertise in cultivation technologies and plant genetics. So they're working with nutraceuticals, which means you're not going to need the FDA's approval for anything you do, but you really can't make any hardcore claims of what your products can do. You can speak in generalities. So what did I find out here to share with you? Well, let's take a look at the news here because they've made some changes since the last time I looked at it, whenever that was. Going back here to February, they tell us that Pharma Green launches online sales of Max Genomic Supplement product. Now, I wanted to know what that was. Let's see here. February 8th has completed development of its first formulated product. They were putting it on Shopify. The company's new product was formulated to help assist with repairing damage done to your DNA. Wow, that's a serious nutraceutical. By using fungi and plants that contain all these crazy things, it is possible to reverse damages done to your genes, so they say. Pharma Green starts sales of their product. That was in that's 2023 as well. Did we lose somebody? I just heard a blip. 2024, here's our newest news. Pharma Green signed supply contract, trademark name use of Serasil in its nutraceutical formulations. That costs them money. Normally you do this when you want to protect something you're going to be putting on the market. And then we had news come out today, and they dropped today. Company reaffirms commitment to non-toxic financing amid ongoing business development progress. Now, it seems to me I had something interesting here I wanted to talk about. Let's see here. Where did that go? No. Let me check my notes here. Launch first product. No. All right, let me jump into that piece of news because I did read this and I thought I saw some numbers. Pharma Green reaffirms commitment to non-toxic financing, which is really good, folks. These companies down here on the OTC are having a real problem getting financing. And if they can't get financed, they've got to come up with money from somewhere else. And normally that's the stock. And they have to sell the stock, public offerings. And when they run out of stock, they got to pull it back in, reverse stock split. You don't just have to be on the major exchange not meeting a price criteria. There's all sorts of reasons to do it. And generating money is one way to keep the stock going in and out, in and out, in and out. So if you can get financing that isn't toxic, that isn't going to hurt us in the long run, that's great. I don't see any numbers here. I was looking for numbers, just a quick glance. So I got nothing there to actually share with you. So let's see what the relative volume was around this. Well, by golly, there was something in that news that had excitement going, though it went in the wrong direction. I see it's moving. We're only down to 14% loss today instead of 18. We were getting 3 million shares a day. Pretty low, but it's a pretty low price too. 28 million today. 28 million shares. So you're looking at 3 times 10, 8, 9, 3 times 9, 9 times your normal volume. Share structure. Well, we got a lot of shares in the market. It's over 500 million, 663 million out of 2 billion. So they got a lot more shares they could put on the market, but they could also use those shares to be making deals with other companies. I'm going to get rid of my Discord because it's doing all that blipping. It's not your...
Yeah, that was me. Sorry about that.
Mine too. So we were double blipping. So they got lots of shares here they could use to make deals. Instead of using cash, they can give shares to another company. The insiders own a nice chunk. They got 168 million. We get the 500 million. Market cap for the company is 1.7 million. Pretty low. Financials. What sort of money are they making? Well, they put this product on the market a year ago, folks, over a year ago. They made $2,000. We got to add 3 zeros. Thank God it's not $2. We got to add 3 zeros to any of the numbers on these charts. So they had $2,000 for the whole year. Let's hope the quarterlies are better. Ay. So their first product didn't seem to be a big success. I mean, where did any of the revenues go? It's been over a year of sales for this. They've got a trademark here. I would have to dive in and start doing some more due diligence because I really don't see what's going on here. There's no money. They had a product. Do they have another product? They've got a trademark for something going on here, but it doesn't seem to be stimulating any excitement. The stock is falling. Cash and cash in the bank, nothing. Total assets, $97,000. Wow. 2.3 million in debt and liability. And do you think the company's carrying that? Heck no. We get $2.2 million of that. And if you take all those shares, a $500 million, and divide them into the stockholder equity or deficit, you get a equity price value for the stock. We would be at a negative number right now. Just saying. Look, she's climbing. Now we're only at 7. Disclosures. Did we have anything here to consider? Quarterly report came out a little over a month ago. You want to see what's going on, that's the best place to get your information. But it is just a disclosure. That means you've had no auditing, not that they had any numbers to audit, but there's nothing there but what the management shares with us. And there's just not a lot there. We've got nothing here, folks. So it's a little naked, really. I don't see a lot to talk to you about, except the one thing we didn't talk about, right? What the heck does this company do? Well, this was a merger back a while ago, reverse merger. I think it was halfway through 2022. I think it was. Pharma Green took over. Is this the right company? Nope. I got ahead of myself there. A lot of stocks today, folks. All right, let me get my bearings. I'm going to turn this over to Taylor. We got a few people in here. I knew I heard some clicking going on. This is an interesting day for me. We'll have to see what's going on. Okay. All right, Taylor, what is going on with the chart for PHBI?
Okay, so I have it on the daily chart on Heikinashi's to start with. I don't think it was last week that we looked at this. It must have been a couple weeks ago, but I have some support and resistance lines drawn up. One at 0003, one at 0007, and 0011. You can see these are really nice support and resistance lines. And they're working perfectly. So I don't remember when I drew these, but they look great. And I just now drew this one. This is at 0022. I would think that's probably the latest support. But this is the daily chart. You can tell, obviously, once we broke through this and held it, this must have been, let's see, like the 12th. So that was what, a week ago? Yeah, that was a week ago. We broke through this and have kept going. So let's drop it down to the 1 hour. We'll see what it's doing. Yep. Okay, so right here is 0022. You can see it came right down to that and came back up. This is the 21 EMA on the 1 hour. So you can see these are lined up 9, 21, 50, 200. This is the 1 hour, like I said.
After a rocket, you've got to expect it to fall. Yeah, it's going to run out of fuel. And to come back about, it looks like 50%, looks about the halfway point, and on top of a strong support. Well, it is a support. Our MA moving. So that's not a bad fall. It needed it.
Yeah. It looks like a healthy pullback to me from right now. But, these candles are getting bigger. So we got a lot more movement than we did, here. This was a nice climb, though.
Right.
See, these are higher highs, just constantly higher highs since at the beginning of like last week. So let's see what the 15-minute looks like. Kind of sideways action. Looks like lower highs here, but not too horrible. I mean, this is the 15-minute, so I mean, this is what happened pretty much today and yesterday. You said that it fell several percentage. I don't remember the exact amount. But
we started off at 18 when we first looked at it, and she was actually getting less. She was down to 7% fall instead of 18. So maybe after market hours, she's actually starting to climb.
Climb back up. Okay, so it's not too bad. I mean, it's still falling overall, but it's not horrible. Like I said, that's probably about 50%. Keep forgetting to fix those. My fibs are all messed up.
What's the 5-minute look like, Taylor? Can we see the aftermarket?
Sure. Now after hours, this isn't going to show after hours movement because this is OTC, so it's going to be delayed.
Oh, right.
So it's not going to show that on the.
Yeah, that's interesting. Somebody's probably thinking, well, how's the price moving then if you can't trade OTC aftermarket? You and I can't trade it. You're everyday average investors. You got to be behind the scenes, a broker, a marketer. So there is trading done on it. But if you see it moving, all you can do is watch it and wait.
Yeah, it'll sometimes show it on the 4 hour, but it's not showing it right now, so I can't tell. So
right, but she's sitting at a good spot. If she comes below that, I'd be worried. I'd be worried if she breaks that. But if she bounces off of that, we could see a whole nother cycle come along here. But again, I'm not real sure why she's running. I would have to dive into the news, which looked like it was bad to me. And the only product I saw was the one they put out a year ago, and they didn't make any money on it. So I'm not real sure why she's running. I'd have to do a deeper dive to figure out the chart's reasoning.
Yeah, but since last week, since last Thursday, we have gone over 100% run, even with fall.
That's why it's fun to play charts heat. Forget about the news. Sometimes you can't find a reason for a stock to run, but the chart says, I'm running. Well, fine and dandy. Forget the news. I'm going to play the chart. And that's really what I do. I find charts and then match news to it. This one didn't have news really that I could see, but it doesn't mean I'd turn my back on it. I probably wouldn't put it in a video, but I'd still trade it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. What have we got? Number 2. This is ASII. ASII Accredited Solutions was brought to us by the Underdog. This is the company that did the reverse merger back in 2022. It used to be Good Hemp. It's not Good Hemp anymore. They finally got around to changing their name and changing their ticker too. Took a while for all that to happen. Good Hemp had their own business going. It was with beverages. It just happens to be coincidental that ASII works with beverages. Maybe they took over all the beverage facilities, and just said, we're not dealing with hemp beverage. We're dealing with water. Matter of fact, the water they deal with is ionized water. 9.5 pH alkalines, neutralizing free radicals, which may cause damage to our cells, allowing degenerative diseases to occur. Ionized water provides similar effect to some of the most powerful antioxidants available. As water is ionized, it provides a rich source of extra oxygen to your cells, almost double the amount in tap or bottled water. Higher oxygenation equals more energy. That's absolutely true. Ionized water clusters pass through the body's tissue more easily. The increased hydration flushes your system of toxins and acid waste. So that's their product right there. It comes in a variety of sizes, and I'm sure they'll have a news press come out if they come out with a new size. It's big news. Every size is valuable to them. So looking at the news, they had a reverse stock split here back in August. Accredited Solutions, no, they didn't. They decided not to go forward with it. How about that? Better news. No reverse stock split. They are initiating uplisting to the QB. Right now we are on the pink. You go to the QB, you've got to be at least 1 cent. You've got to be a penny. We're down here at 0006, and I don't see any gains today. It'll be interesting to see this chart. She is on the pink. So going from there to the QB puts it into an area where we can start trusting it because they have to have their financials audited. CPA has to go through them. So now you've got fundamentals. You can trust those numbers. And they got to be at a penny. So this price either has to be bid up to a penny. They got to hype the stock up to get us to start bidding it, or they got to do a reverse stock split. That's the only two ways I know of moving a stock price. Then they tell us here they created a new division, a telco fintech division, driving forward its 5-year revenue growth plan. Oh my God. Accredited Solutions executes indication of interest to acquire a leading fintech company focused on business-to-business distribution of e-gift cards. We're going to look at that. And then Accredited Solutions reaches agreement with 100% of promissory note holders for a 60-day lockup and a 6-month leak-out. We're going to look at that too. So this piece of news, real briefly, the company is excited to announce the execution of an indication of interest. I never heard of one of those, an IOI. Letter for acquisition of a leading U.S.-based business-to-business distributor of third-party e-gift cards. The target company has already generated $33.7 million in 2023 and is on track for a 2024 revenue run rate of $42.5 million. That's a great business right there. Then they go on to tell us something here that's a little mind-blowing. Accredited Solutions reaches an agreement with 100% promissory note. We're excited to move forward with this flexible and highly supportive balance sheet friendly plan. This agreement sets the stage for us to continue our acquisition strategy while strengthening our financial foundation. With the ongoing confidence of our stakeholders, We are firmly shaping our strategy on way to achieving our $750 million revenue target over the next 5 years. 750 million. What are they making right now? 688,000. So we're talking, they've got to pull this up, something like 790 times. They've got to multiply their revenues up. In other words, folks, there's a huge amount of growth here, and that's going to be the ticket. We have to watch the volume of revenues grow. If they don't start growing, it's just a hype in a piece of news. That is a huge number relative to the money they're making. They're pulling in a maximum of $200,000 a quarter, and they're making a maximum of $60,000 a quarter. And they say they're going to be making $750 million a year. Well, that's a big growth. And they say they're on target. They've got approval. Their stakeholders are on board. So the bullet's in the air moving towards its target. So every day they should be doing more. So we should see more. If you come back 3 months from now and we don't see more, stock moving piece of news. That's what that was. So it really sounds great, but until we see something to back it up, like filings, we're not going to know for sure. Start making some acquisitions. Get that company that's making that money. What is the relative volume around the company today? It dropped about 50%, 173 million down to 78 million. Share structure, a lot of shares. God, almost all of them. They've got 2.5 billion shares total. They've got 2.42 billion on the market. They've got 104 million of them. We got 2.3 billion of them. Folks, that's a little lopsided to me. They've put all their shares out, and you know who got the money? The company got the money, and they've got no more money to get. Folks, I would not be surprised to see, what were we just talking about? A reverse stock split. Now they've got a reason because they're going to the QB, right? So they can pull all those shares back and then start putting them back on the market. This is what I see. Now, I don't know that it is going to happen, but I've been dealing with pinks for so long that I see the worst in all of them. And most of the time, it turns out to be right. And I got the bags to prove it. I don't do it anymore. I just don't invest in pinks. I'll play them for a day trade, and then I am out. I ain't holding these things overnight anymore. I'm not trying to persuade you into how you hold your stocks. I'm just letting you know what I think these days. See what else we got here. Financials we already looked at. News we covered. How about them disclosures? Let me see if I found anything to talk about. That 8K deal. I did want to mention that deal. There's that lockup period. Now, the lockup period says these people that came in and bought all these shares, when the price starts to move hard, they're not allowed to sell. They can't sell for 6 months. They're locked out. So that is supposed to make me and you feel good that there's not a pump and dump scheme being put on here because there's a lockup now. The insiders can't sell their shares. So if the stock starts to run, we're supposed to feel safe. With all of this being said, it's almost like they're precursing a run.
How common is that for that to happen when they force like a lock in on the stock? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it happens on the OTC a lot because of pump and dumps. Gotcha. Because we can get stocks to move 100%, 200%. You're not going to see blue chip stocks double their price in a day.
Right.
It just isn't going to happen. Right. Down here, it could quadruple in a day, and it'll fall right back down to zero the very next day.
Right.
So these pump and dumps, a lot of them happen because the insiders have way more shares than we do, and they sell those shares, and we don't have time to get out. Even your stop losses won't work because it falls so fast, it gaps.
But I mean, how often do they do that where they lock the insiders in like that?
Not often enough.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that.
It happens occasionally. Normally you see it with a big merger deal to make sure that the new company coming in doesn't take advantage of their righteous position. But what I noticed here was that the longest date off was May 15th, right there. May 15th is the lockup period from now till then. So any runs between now and then, you should feel safe that there's not going to be a dump on the market from the people that have the shares. But right now, who has the shares? We do. They've only got 147 million. But if they all hit the market at the same time, that could definitely do some damage. Let's take a look now at the relative volume. Oh, we already did all that. Round and round we go. Yeah, I am dizzy, folks. I think I covered 110 stocks today.
Oh my
All
God.
right, let's let Taylor cover this one.
Okay.
She's got
So
energy.
I have this on the 4 hour. So I noticed we were consolidating for months here from May until um, like the first week of August. Then we jumped up here to this next level. This line here was a good resistance point at about 0005. And then the next level is your favorite 001. And you can see this kind of came down here. And then the two tops are up here at 002. So this looks like a really classic double top situation on the
Yeah,
4 hour.
I was just saying, I think we escaped it, didn't we, with that bounce
Yeah,
off of that
yeah. And
support?
so,
That
yeah, since
support
then
held
we actually came back right below this 001 and it turned into a solid resistance for us. But now we're back at this 0005, but we're on top of it. So this is almost like now we have support here until we shift back down to this level here, which is like 0002, which is almost as low as you can go, to 0005. But we're above that now. So, I don't know if that means it's going to pop back up, but it doesn't look like it. Looks like a really, good double top that we avoided. That would have been really bad.
That's what I was thinking. We
Uh-huh.
avoided it, but looking at the chart now, I think it may have just been delayed because that 50 turned over right now on top of it. It's already rolling over. I think she's coming under. I think she's going to come back to that area
This,
you've got. Yep.
yeah,
I think
it
she's going
very much
back.
should. Because right now it's just kind of going sideways right above this 0005. It's just kind of like, up and down right above it. Whereas here we were right below it. Like you said something about the volume. You can tell the volume has come back down quite a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
it jumped up when we had that run, and now we're back down, still above where we were when it was consolidating over here, but a lot much lower, significantly lower than it was. Even the averages of these volume bars here, like here, 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 here. So let's look at the 1 hour and see if see, we're just riding the top of that line at 0005. I mean, we haven't really since Friday.
You can see she tried to make a push out
Friday
when
before,
the
yeah,
50
Friday.
got down to her, but she rejected the crossing up on the 50 when she should have been
Monday,
pushing to the 200.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
we
not
came
liking
back
the
below
chart.
that.
No,
Yeah, when it came back down and started using this as a resistance point, that was when it was pretty much all over because it was right below that
and
200.
now it's using a 50 as a resistance.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's like right in all three of them are kind of converged right here together, just
I
around
mean, anything could happen. She could
oh
pop.
yeah.
Yeah, but the down pressure, if something doesn't happen, looks like her inclination is to continue falling back into that accumulation sector.
Yeah, absolutely could, because that's what it looks like right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's about the best we can give you, folks.
Best I got.
If you're looking for hope, we don't give out hope. We just give out
I'm
facts.
not.
I know you don't. You're always warning everybody what to be leery of. I like that about you. We are now looking at a hot stock, folks. This one is the one we made money on many times today, many scalps today. Look, this was not this high, folks. This is a penny stock show. We're looking at GSIW Garden Stage Limited, which is now currently at $7.83. She's up 244.45%. Hot penny stock on the NASDAQ, where we get to trade it for free. So you can buy one share trying to push that price up. Doesn't cost you a thing to do that. So we like that. This thing was a penny stock earlier, folks. Today, she left that realm. She moved and she moved fast. When it was asked of me to look at it, it was at like 571. And I said, okay, it's close. Now we're at 783. That's how fast this thing was moving. We made a lot of scalps going from supports to resistances, getting in over where the stock likes to change directions and bounce. We get in just over it and get out just before the next one. And it kept doing that all day. So we just kept taking those. They're smaller wins, 90, 100, 120 bucks, but you get 3 or 4 of those a day. Aren't you happy? Hell yeah. So what is GSIW about? Let's see what I've got here for notes. I've looked at this 100 times. What? You got a question, hun?
Oh no, I just said, oh wow. I was just looking at the chart again.
I know. It's fun. Garden Stage Limited. All right, I haven't got a lot to tell you about the company, except it's a company in Hong Kong that deals with businesses and they invest in them. The company operates their subsidiaries in Hong Kong, the financial service, providing principally engaged provisions, placing underwriting services, security dealings, brokerage services, asset management services. It's very financial, very dry, not a lot of pictures you can show me, but I do have some information here. This is all great. We had 3 pieces of news. That's all we've got. And all 3, I'm going to share this one headline with you. They are aligning themselves with some of the biggest financial institutions in the world. Now, we're not talking about investment. These companies aren't investing into this company. They're partnering with them to help this company do their job better. The company today announced that various strategic initiatives have been agreed with. ZZC International, a company incorporated in Hong Kong. ZCC is one of the main executing entities of Happing China campaign, of which the main focus is to help Chinese brands and companies to go overseas. This is a big deal over there, folks. China wants their products overseas. They know we're little piggies over here. We buy everything. And they may still be doing it. China was paying postage for any of the companies on Amazon, on eBay. If you're in China and will mail to America, the government will pay your postage. So we were getting free postage. They weren't passing it on to us. We were getting free postage for everything we bought from China. God, what is it a deal? The company, iWin Securities Limited and iWin Asset Management, both of their wholly owned subsidiaries, announced today that multiple strategic corporation agreements have been reached with Indicator Global Inc., an investment advisor firm registered with the U.S. SEC. Indicator Global Inc. is one of the leading investment advisors in the United States and a wide spectrum of industry practices. Under this agreement, iWin and Indicator will work closely together to share common resources and expand different market segments in the compliance with regulatory framework. And the last one, September 13th, the company is in advanced discussions with the derivatives trading units of several investment banks, such as China International Capital Corporation and JP Morgan Chase Bank National Association, with regard to iWin's distribution of their derivative products, including but not limited to the participation notes and options linked to the performance of A share underlying. I don't understand it all. Barely can read it, and it's not even technical, but it is in the financial world. And you recognize some of these names, folks. JP Morgan Chase Bank, come on. When you're talking about banks in China, there are no small banks in China. Not like America where you got 5,000 banks. No, you probably got 3 banks over in China. I don't know, but they're huge banks over there. So they've got a lot of backing, a lot of companies that are going to help them move their derivatives to wherever they work at. So they've got the engines on the boat to get this thing moving. That's all we really need to know. We do have catalysts. There was a reason this thing was running. So what was the relative volume on this thing? Wow. Oh boy, 250,000 shares a day as an average for the last 30 days on a major exchange. Tell me that wasn't under the radar. It was boring. There's no pictures. There's no words. They didn't even use adjectives. They were just straightforward and honest about what they did. And here we go jumping to 69 million. All you got to do, let me see, 4, 26, 24, 25, 27. That's like 27 times her normal volume right now. Wow. That is not 27, 270. 270 times. It is a huge jump, folks. Share structure. Oh my God, no wonder she was running hard. We've only got 15.5 million shares outstanding. That's every share on the market. No, you got to take off what the insiders own. How much do they own? I have no clue. Subtract that and that's your float. We could be at a super low float. We could be at 15 million. Doesn't matter. That is a very low float, whatever it is. And as you can see by the chart, when you see it, this thing was flying so easily, folks. Lots of green bars with no red in the center. Taking a look at the financials for this company currently, a little dizzying. Started off at 2.2 million back in 2022. Don't forget those 3 zeros. Jumped to 3.1 and then fell back to 1.3. But what's this? We have no cost. Okay, I can see that. They're using their brains. That's their product. They've got intelligence. They know how to move money around. But don't they make some profit? Shouldn't there be some profit there? So I'm not quite understanding what we're looking at there. We got nothing else here to even consider. All right, balance sheet. Let's see. 3 zeros. We got about 9 million in the bank. Total assets, about 16.5 million. About half of that is our liabilities. So we get the other half, a little more than that actually, 9.2 million. So take that 15 million shares, divide it into 9.2 million assets, and that should give you a price. Not that high. Wow. So this has been a great day for this stock by all means. To say what it's worth, folks, I don't know. That's not my job. That's not what I do. I'm not a great investor. I can find stocks that I think are going to be big, but I've not been trading long enough to know if that works. Warren Buffett has. He knows what works. That man's an investor. But you know what Warren Buffett is not? A trader. He'll tell you straight to your face, I do not know how to trade stocks. And when COVID hit, all he did was evacuate. He sold his stuff and just sat on the sidelines and waited for the shit to settle. He did not know how to trade. And once it was over, he came in to save the day for a lot of companies.
So happened with this? What happened with this one last week, like last Friday? What happened?
What was the date?
Friday, the September 13th, Friday the 13th.
Oh, well, maybe that happened. Let's see. We have the 16th, the 13th. That was them entering into their second deal with JP Morgan.
Okay.
The first deal was China, the second deal was JP Morgan, and the third deal was 3 days ago with Indicator Global. So I don't know what happened a few days ago. I was only looking at the chart pretty much today because, that's all that mattered. So I didn't look at the history. Who cared what was going on for hours ago, or 6 months ago. This is really looking good, but I always say, folks, a rocket stock runs out of fuel and it falls back down to earth to get more. There's no gas stations in the air. So if it falls down to the 50% mark, consider yourself lucky. It found some place to rest before it came back down to earth. I don't know about this, but I'm going to be watching for a strong pullback. Where it's going to go from here, I would have to do some more due diligence and find out more about this company and what potential they have, what sort of revenues they think they're going to make. We didn't see anything about that. And that's really what matters to me, right? That's what matters to everybody. How much money is this company going to make? Obviously, a lot of people think it's going to make a lot, or they're just playing the chart like me. All right, let's turn this over to Taylor so she can show us the best part of the day for me.
Yeah, well, I'll start with the daily chart and then I'll zoom in. So this is why I was asking. This was Friday, September 13th. We opened at $10 basically and closed at $2.95. So you can see this was kind of just floating around in the $7-ish, $8 range. And then we had this big drop. And then we just kind of like floated all the way down to about looks like, like 2.15 or so. And then this is what happened today. We came back up to almost about where we were.
So it seems industrial gets more respect than JP Morgan and Chase Bank.
It's very interesting. So let me zoom into the 1 hour chart. What happened today.
That's looking nice. Back up a little bit. Do we have a cup and handle starting to form there?
Whoops. Could be. Let me zoom.
Your chart got the hiccup.
My chart is like this.
I'm not saying watch for it. The cup and handle is the least of the breakout patterns, but it is looking like a big cup and handle. But boy, today it made all the difference in the world.
These are regular candles.
The world of trading.
No, looks so. It could be. This is the 1 hour. This is what happened today. That's really good.
Understatement.
That's crazy. It just basically was just all day. I guess it started a little bit before market open. It was opened at 2 something. I tried to look at today's stats. It didn't even list a 52-week high or low. I guess it just blew up so much. The low today was 225 and it says the high was 1060. That must have been, it must have been one of these. It was this after hours spike. It jumped up and then came right back down. So I don't know if anyone actually was able to sell way up here, but that's what this other statistic is telling me. So
Yeah,
that's a
we had a
pretty
lot of
big
people
range.
selling high. Looking over the 3 years, what, $16 is as high as it ever got.
Um,
That's
the
a
other
small,
day it was 12. Yeah, it looks like $16 on the February 6th.
yeah. So she's getting close, and she has got a lot of momentum. But again, to me, it's guesswork.
Oops.
If the chart's hot tomorrow, I really don't care about the news. I'm going to play the chart. That's all I'm looking for is crossovers, those supports and resistances. Has it got enough power? Is it probable it's going to make the next one? That's all I want. If you're looking for those long runs, you're trying to figure out where the stock's going to go in the next 5 hours. Good luck. I'm looking
Yeah,
where
there's
it's going
the
to go in the next
15-minute.
5 minutes. That's a lot easier.
Yeah, there's the 15-minute. You can see there are other days where there's just no volume and there's no movement. But today, my goodness. Yeah, because we opened up here in the 225 was what it said what today's low was.
See, it was a penny stock. I don't
And then
lie.
a high of 26 or 1060, excuse me. And now we're at like 8 something because this is fluctuating a lot. There's still some after hours
Look at that
movement.
volume. It's getting all green again.
I know. It's very wild.
I love the chart. I will have this on my watch list tomorrow. There is no doubt about it. We'll be watching this in the free member page on Discord, Penny Boys. There is a link down below, folks. It's an invite. Just click it. Nobody's going to ask for your credit card or anything. Just come on in. Free members page. I'll see you there tomorrow. I am, who am I over there? Stock Wizards? Yeah, Stock Wizards. God, I'm loving that chart. Now, yeah, good. I want to see a pullback after hours when I'm not playing it, so that when I come back tomorrow, she's bouncing and coming back up.
Yeah, right now it's at 828, 829 currently, like as we speak. But look at this. That's just wild. This is regular candles. Yeah, and 5-minute.
It's looking good for regular candles, ain't it?
Yeah, because there was so much volume today. You can actually see them. Whereas before they were just little dots.
Right.
Really, because look, there's just no volume. There's nothing really happening. But now, here we go. And all these have spread out. Whereas before they were just converged and just sitting.
So now you know what's going on, though you probably don't understand it much more than I do. But again, if the chart's hot, that's what we play. A little bit of oil there. The Tin Man's getting rusty. All right, let's jump into the next one. I'm excited to talk about this next one because it too is a very hot stock to be considering. And I can't help but mention the stock that goes along with this, though it is not a penny stock. We are going to take a look now at DRCR. Today they had news, and I'm going to get to that news. DRCR, Deer Cashmere Holding, they never changed their name. I don't know why. And all the time I've known this company, I've covered this company quite a few times. I covered it when they first came out with their idea for their product. Before they had their product, before they had penny number one, I was telling folks, this thing is going to be hot. And I'll tell you why. This company's got a couple different products, but their primary product is called Swiftly. Swiftly is a Tinder-based app. Swipe left for no, swipe right for yes. And it's for live betting during live sporting events. And it automatically, through AI and machine learning, throws a bet up to these bettors. And it says, do you think he's going to make a first down? Is it going to be a pass? Is it going to be a run? And you got so much time to make your decision. Do I want to do it or not? I want to do it or not. Impulse platform with gamblers? Are you kidding? I knew this was going to be hot. And it was, folks. The volume, once they got their licenses, once the product was done through beta stage, they got it out there, this thing started to grow. Little by little, the volume was coming in on their sales, and now it is just exploding. And today, they got bought up. At least I think it's a done deal. Let's go check out this news. Deer Cashmere Group Holdings, a.k.a. Swiftly, signs binding letter of intent to be acquired by Signing Day Sports. This is ticker SGN. We were playing the heck out of this over there in Discord as well. Holy cow. We got momentum runners, folks. We know what stocks are moving, and then we just focus in on the probable movements and just start taking them. We're broadcasting where we're getting in, where we're getting out. We're all doing it together. This was a hot one today. Swiftly Global, a company with ambitious growth plans, has signed a binding letter of intent to be acquired by Signing Day Sports. Swiftly, which generates strong net income, operates with significant cash flow, and is debt free, is well positioned to transition into a major exchange like the New York Stock Exchange. This move will provide access to the growth capital, enabling the company to accelerate. We are on the pink here at 21 cents. We had 42% gain today. She's going to the New York Stock Exchange. She's got to be $4. I think you got to be $4 to get on the New York Stock Exchange, maybe 5. I think that's for IPO. I think they can get on with 4, which means there's going to have to be a reverse stock split, or we got to do some hellacious bidding here. Swiftly is now expecting, check this out, folks. All right, the company started off with tier 1 licenses. You got to get licenses in all the different countries. They've got a couple licenses that cover multiple countries. They've got those. They got the products out there. They've been working with tier 1. They want to get into tier 2, tier 3 gambling sites, gambling places. This is triple the size of the market they're in right now. And you're just talking about gambling with impulse betting. Hot, hot, hot. Swiftly is now expecting to triple its profits over the next 2 years by focusing on its licensing of gaming software to tier 1, tier 3 online gaming and casino operators. Signing Day currently operates in the USA, focusing primarily on football and soccer, which is way bigger than American football, with over 10,000 registered users. That's your news, folks. Both stocks were running today. Both were hot. I don't know what's going to go on tomorrow. We're going to have to look at the charts for all that information. Wow. Look at the explosion on our volume. We went from 130,000 shares to 1.7 million. Not as big as the last stock, but that's a lot. That's over 10. That's like 11, 12 times the normal volume. Share structure for the company? Not bad. Anything under 100,000, 100 million is great. 100,000 is real good. 100 million is good. We got 53 million outstanding, and it's a split. Half for them, half for us. The insiders and us each have about 25 million. So if they go through a reverse stock split, these are regular shares like you and I own. They go through the reverse stock split too. So they will be thinking about that. Now, there may be some other plan here. I was looking around. I don't know if SGN is going to, because they got their own ticker too. So I don't think anybody's sacrificing their ticker. So I'm not quite sure how this transition is going to work, but it's definitely an exciting one. And this is a company that is making easy money with little overhead. It's a platform that people bet on that makes them money without spending anything. I'm very excited about this company. I covered it 2 years ago, told everybody to keep their eye on it, covered it again 6 months later, said, are you watching this? And then I kind of forgot, and now it's here. And our disclosures. We got our quarterly report that came out. It is a pink. These are disclosures, but the company probably has a lot to brag about rather than hide. So you can probably trust all that information. But we got nothing going on. We don't have any filings whatsoever going on here. So the story is really going to be told in the chart. So I'm going to give the punchline to Talor.
Okay. So I was just marking off a level here at around 19 cents, 18 and a half cents. This is the 4-hour chart with Heikin-Ashi candles. So starting in June, kind of went above this. This is a good support, turned into resistance. Now it looks like we're coming right back down on top of this. It reached a high today of like 29 cents, I believe. Now we're back down. Let's see. This is a really good resistance here, right around like 30 cents, 29, 30 cents. Right here. Yeah. But, what was the news on this? The volume just exploded.
The news is that they got bought up.
They got bought. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I was kind of zoned out. I was reading the chat too.
Which is a smaller company. They're at 53 cents. SGN, it's not a big expensive company. It's at 53 cents, but she had a nice strong run today. I didn't know DCR was running. We would have played this too. We missed it.
This is interesting. So this line that I drew around 18 and a half, 19 cents as like a support resistance, we got the 200 coming right to it. Almost exactly. Look at this. Came down.
Oh, I see that.
Right at it. And that's exactly what happened here. We came down to it and bounced up above it.
And the 200 has got 200 day. It's got a delay on it. So any big actions that happen now, you've got to wait about 4 hours to start
Yeah.
to see any change on the 200. So what happened today is going to pull our 200 up, start to yank that up. Now, of course, it's being balanced with that downfall, but I'm expecting to see that 200 pushing tomorrow, which will excite the investors again, because now you're in an uptrend.
Yeah, because this is the 1 hour chart. So, we did have this. This
Yeah,
was
it wasn't a
all today.
downtrend. She is cusping right now. Right
No,
now.
this is right today.
Right when she went flat is when she ran.
Yeah, here's the 15-minute. You can see we were hitting this all this week until today. What about this? Oh, this one would have been a good one. Oh, we bounced right to that line.
Yeah, see that? Probable movements from one support to the next support.
Mm-hmm.
And then get out because it's probably going to fall. And if it doesn't, you still captured your gains. Either way, you win. Yeah, I love scalping. I never used to scalp. I used to sit around all day hoping for the most, the ceiling. How high is it going to go? What a frustrating game that is. And normally you end up losing. The rabbit always wins.
Yep. Well, it's a
Whoa,
good
we got a
one to
bounce going
watch.
on there.
It's on the watch list.
Yes, it's actually bouncing. I kind of think it would. This ain't over. This company is a strong company. This is a company I would consider for a long hold. Absolutely. Gamblers and impulse betting. It's how big can it get? Folks, I think you're looking at $1 billion business in 10 years. I mean, come on. Look, we got 50 states, which are like 50 countries. Every state has the right to vote in gambling. You can do this now. It's been passed. It's legal. But every state can say no or yes. They can say online or just in buildings. But those are all new places. And Americans like to gamble. So there is a lot of growth potential here. And with the little they've done already, we can see how fast. Did I actually show you the revenues?
I'm not sure.
Do you mind if I jump back?
I don't mind at all.
I don't think I showed you the revenues, folks. Somebody should have slapped me there, but All right. I need to show you the revenues because we kind of passed those up, didn't we? Look here, folks. 2020, 27,000 to 139 to 25 million in 2022 to 128 million in 2023. We're starting to rip and roar, folks. The profits are starting to come in now. We're at 8 million. I don't know why that's so expensive. I don't know. But the fact is they're generating revenues. And that's always what you want. Their quarterlies, 24, 31, something missing here, 29, 23. But all of this is happening because there's no overhead. Impulse gambling, folks, as far as I'm concerned, is going to be great. Right now, we're holding $5-6 million in equity. Now, this company is going up to the major exchange. I'm going to toss you over there now, Taylor. So we've got lots of catalysts here. You've got the acquisition by another company, moving up to the New York Stock Exchange. They're debt-free. Their revenues are growing explosively. They've got lots of room to conquer in America. This company's got everything going for it right now.
Okay.
Are you done? Is there anything else?
That's about it. That's really about it. That's all I got to say about this. I mean, it came back down to this.
I would put it on my watch list tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I like how it came back down right to that level that I was just drawing.
Do you want to pull up SGN, the company that bought them?
What was it again?
Seattle Giraffe Nancy.
Okay. Signing Day Sports. Oh yes. My goodness.
This is the company that bought DCR, and this is another one.
This is the daily. Let's do regular candles. Oh my gosh. Here's what happened on the daily chart. So we just gapped way the heck up here. Let's do the 1 hour. You can see it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
There it is. 1 hour chart.
Yeah, look.
So the news must have come out earlier because here it was moving in the pre-market today.
Yeah, I posted the news early. I didn't look at the charts. I just, posted the information, move on to the next one. But boy,
it started at around 12 cents. Yeah, 12 cents to a high of 76 cents, looks like.
That is incredible. I'm getting hot. Whew. And the 5 minute on that?
5 minutes. Right here.
Cooling off.
My mouse is screwing up.
Definitely cooling off.
So this is, yeah, this was the pre-market hours. This was during the day, and this is after hours in the blue.
So it looks like she's slowly working herself back down to the 200. And because of all the good news, I don't see any reason for her to go underwater. She's going to stay above that 200 and stay breathing. And off of that, we'll have to see what market sentiment states, or if they come out with any more news, anything like that.
Let me see what it's 52-week. 52-week low was 11.28 cents. 52-week high was $5, give or take. But I don't know if there was a reverse split or anything on this. It didn't look like it from what I saw. I didn't see one.
Right.
Nope, didn't see one. And it hadn't been around.
That's the compadre. This one we played, and I don't know why we didn't look at DCRC or, DRCR. I don't know why. If you got a deal between the two, you should always look at the other company too. We just overlooked that one. I guess GWSI had most of our attention most of the day. So speaking of attention, what caught your attention out there, Taylor?
Well, someone was asking about a stock that it's not exactly under $5 anymore, but it was like a few days ago. So I'm not sure if we can look at that one. PLCE.
PLCE, Place. We can look at Place. Yeah. Once a stock goes out, it doesn't mean it won't come back. We hope it won't. We're always hoping that these guys move on.
It's at around $16 now, I think.
Woo! Oh, goodness gracious. I thought it was a little bit out. Oh,
yeah. But that one, it has a nice chart, but then, there's more.
Did somebody bring this to our group?
Yes. Well, I don't know about Discord, but it was in the chat today.
No. Yeah. I mean, now, no, our Discord group isn't this group. This is our group here. We're our own thing over here. I'd like to get them over into Discord because then I could be with them all day over there. Talk to the chat. I can't do a whole lot of chatting with them right here. Yeah, I would prefer to look at something else. We could look at this if we have a lot of people interested in it, but
let me see what else.
Yeah, I'd rather.
What about PSNY? That was another good one.
All right, let's get me over there so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Which one did you say?
PSNY.
PSNY. Okay. Oh, good. Somebody on YouTube asked me about this a couple of days ago. It's funny, I put out a video on MVST. People want to ask me about DCRC. And it's like, I just gave you information. Now you want another one. And when 5 people do that, that's 5 extra jobs I got. And it's like, sometimes they fall behind. This one fell behind. This and LiDAR. I think, BIEI. I fell behind on that one too. I am invested in this one. I got into this one on some news a couple months ago. And, I swear to God, I didn't use a stop loss and I got caught. I took a pee. I think I'm watching and it's like, I'm just going to take a pee. I'm serious. That you would not believe how many times a pee has busted me. Come back and it's like, you got to be kidding. And then you're holding, I didn't want to take that loss. So I am still holding this. We're now closing in on my price. Thank God. So this is PSNY, Polestar Automotive. Finished today at $1.61, down a little bit. $1.23 or 1.2% on the NASDAQ. This is a company out of Colorado. I do believe this is EV, but let me check by finding some news here. We'll jump into a most recent news press to see what their description says. Polestar is the Swedish electric performance car brand determined to improve society by using design and technology to accelerate the shift to sustainability. Anything else here? Its cars are available online in 27 markets globally. That's impressive. Across North America, Europe, Asia, Pacific. Polestar plans to have a lineup of 5 EVs by 2026. Then they go through talking about them: an SUV, a coupe, electric 4-door GT, a roadster. The Polestar Zero project supports the company's ambitious goal of creating truly climate neutral production car by 2030. Okay. So now we know what they do. Let's see what we can get for information. What's going on with this company? Polestar fully compliant with NASDAQ. That was 2 days ago. That's always good. I don't know exactly what it is. Let's see if that was the $1. Yep. They are now back up over $1. Good job, investors. Don't thank the company. We did all that hard labor. Polestar announces data of AGM and board changes. Rallies again. Shares tumble after Piper rekindles concerns. Piper? Who Piper? We don't know about Piper. We have to do a little research here. Still in August, Polestar publishes Q2 2024 results of 82% growth in global deliveries. That's great to hear. All right, so they got a lot of cars being made, being delivered in a lot of different countries. Let's see what sort of stock they're moving and what sort of dollars they're moving. We have a drop in our volume today, going from about 13 million to about 6 million today, losing over 50%. Share structure. We got about 500 million shares outstanding. Let me see here. Is this company in Sweden? Colorado. Now, why is that? See, they're a United States company, at least it says so here, registered down here in corporation. They're in the U.S. So why do I not see how many shares they have? This you don't get for foreign companies a lot. It'll say not available or unlimited or some stupid thing like that. We should know what they have. I don't know. 467 million total. Don't know what the insiders own. Don't know what the float is. Could be up to 467 million. Could be really, really low too. Market cap. We're at $750 million. Financials for them. Let's see. Oh, come on. We get nothing on the annual, nothing on the quarterly. Can we peek a boot? No. So I'm going to have to do a quick dive here. It's a 20F. Okay. 20F is a foreign financial. The hardest financial you're going to read. Might as well be in another language. There is normally a lot of international laws having to be stipulated in these things. The best you can do initially is just look for the big blue boxes. I'm scrolling as fast as I can here. Big blue boxes, where you at? Oh, Chinese, that's not going to help me. Well, I don't know, folks. Can't get to any money here. These things are so long. I'm not kidding you. These can be hundreds of pages long. The best thing to do, we don't have time right now, would be to do a 2024 search. Just put in 2024 and just see what comes up. Let me see here. 2024. 177 of them. Yeah, okay. So hopefully somewhere in there you're going to find their money, because that's what I want to know now. Sounds like they're moving vehicles. Sounds like they're in a lot of countries. They're moving them online, right? So you don't even have to go to the store. You can just go online to get it. So that's a great thing. Let's see here. 6K. Anything extra going on here? This 6K compliant. These are probably all going to be relating to the news. 6Ks, 8Ks normally relate to news. Immediate attention. What is this one? Uh-oh, we got a vote here. General meeting. I always look at general meetings to see what they're going to vote on. You can get a head start knowing if they're going to be voting on a reverse stock split. Here we go. Report accounts, directors, changing a lot of directors here. Remuneration, directors, no. So we've got no reverse stock split here. Whew, that's nice to know. That's very reassuring. That's why we dive into these things, to learn stuff they don't advertise, that they don't broadcast. So that pretty much covers it, I guess, over here. Did I cover everything, Taylor? Taylor does.
I have no idea.
I'm asking the wrong person. We each go into our own world. Fair enough. No, I think I did.
I know you're good.
I put you on the spot there. There you go. Oh, that's looking good. That's a nice.
Yeah, it is. This is somebody. I forgot who mentioned this. Sorry about that.
I'll see if I can find it.
Okay. So it looks like we have a 52-week low of 61 cents, and that was just this past August, about a month and a half ago. And then its 52-week high was 294, and I believe that was back in February? No, October 2023. So almost a year ago. So I drew a few lines. This was just its low, and then a few like support resistance. Like here's some touches here. That was at about 139, and then this one at about 165, which coincidentally we're right there. right now. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a really important one because you can see here it was good support, then it turned into resistance, and that was back in April. But ever since we broke through both of those, um, just this coming back up, this recent run from the first week of August until now, we broke through both of those again. But so we're right at the top of that. So
It
we're going to
looks
see if
like
we can hold this or not.
a weak double bottom.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, because this is the daily, so we could have had. Let me see what the 4 hour looks like. So,
That's yeah, it's amazing how one chart will show it and the other chart is just like I
I
don't see
mean,
that.
yeah, it kind of consolidates a little bit. Does not a real sharp, defined double bottom, but could have been. It looks like we came up here and kind of hit resistance around the
Well, I was talking about
200.
the whole chart. That it was
That was the
close.
daily. This is the 4 hour. I can't really see it as much, but you can kind of. It
Right.
looks like a W shape.
Yeah. Oh boy,
You can
but
still
look
see
at
it.
that staircase it built.
Still see it. Yeah, this was a really good run. It's been doing this. I don't know how no one caught
And
this,
that's a
including
perfect
us.
example of why supports and resistances work. They go up, bounce down, you get in, go up, bounce down, and you just keep riding the elevator, but you get off at every floor. You get
Yeah,
off
and
at
it's
every
still
floor. You don't wait
still
to go to
doing
the
it.
top floor. Make a
Yeah, I
lot
mean,
more
and
money
it's
riding it up in and out than you do just riding it up.
oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
So here's
Oh,
the
God,
1 hour.
nice. We missed this one today too. Yeah, we weren't, but this one was falling today. It's just
This
over
one
the
was
long
falling
one.
today. Yeah, this one was red today. It just would have been completely red all
So
day.
now is the time to watch it. She
Yeah,
has a habit of bouncing. Let's watch for the bounce.
yeah. The problem is we're really pretty close to this resistance, but this one right here at around 165, which is really close to it right now. Problem is, I mean, we broke above it, way above it, to 193, and we came back down to it, but now we've broken it. We haven't reclaimed that yet completely. We're like right up on it. There's another chart. It shows it at 160 something, but after hours, it looks like it dropped again. But I can't tell if this is exactly. I'd have to look at another chart because some
Yeah,
some of these it'll show it on one time
it's
frame, but
showing
not
bearish signs
another one.
now. All of our MAs are crowning over. Our price is pushing down. We've had a fall. I mean, she has it in her to bounce. The company's solid. I mean, I like the company. At least it looks good to me.
80-day 4 hour chart. Yeah,
Wow, there you go. That's the bounce
that's
right
the
there,
4 hour
down to that
chart.
50. Down
Yeah,
to
I was
that.
just reading the comment. This is the 4 hour chart. You can really see it on this.
Thank you, Money. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
see.
that 4 hour chart is set up for the.
Yeah, so today it would have just fallen all day because we opened up here at 171 and we're down to 156.
And that's why we look at the big charts. You look at the small chart, it's like
Yeah.
she's crashing, she's losing it. But you go to the bigger chart, you see it's just a support. It's an MA, which is why we call it a healthy drop because it falls to somewhere it can land and bounce.
Yeah.
Without
But I think
your
the
support,
volume has stayed pretty consistent.
without our lines on the chart, it just looks like chaos down there. Put
Yeah.
your lines on the chart, and all of a sudden you have it framed off and you feel content. You understand what's happening. It doesn't look like it's falling, it looks like it's bouncing. That's a whole different feeling. Whole different feeling.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. All right.
that's
So
that
I
one.
think she's in a position for a bounce blow. I think she's got more dip to come, but that doesn't mean she couldn't bounce right here. I like
Right.
this company. I think this is a good company to watch. EV is still hot, and they're around the world. So it's not just a US thing. It's in other countries, and they are looking at it differently than we are. Every country has their own view on this stuff. I think we got time for one more so that we don't go over 5:30. Did you have one there?
Well, there's several.
I
So we looked
see.
at that one. Somebody was
SNX has been
asking.
listed, AKTS, and I'm not looking at the chart, so I don't know. That's kind of the way we've been picking them. Taylor's just been glancing at the chart, seeing which ones look more probable.
I'm still looking.
I'm going to look too since then. I'll look at ATKS, or is it AKTS?
Let's see.
All right, folks. AKTS may be our winner.
Okay.
Let's see here. That's not a bad chart. Looks like she had news come out just before the bell. So let's take a look at AKTS. We got a nice chart there, but we'll let Taylor take over on that part. I just got a sneak preview.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll look at that one.
Yeah, sure. Jeez, don't get too excited there, Taylor. I know you didn't pick it. Okay, AKTS Acoustic Technologies. This is just picking it from you guys. This finished today just under 7 cents. Had a good day. She was up 15%. Penny stock on the NASDAQ. We got to worry about that. Anytime you're under $1 on the major exchange, you're putting yourself in hot water. You're down there too long, you can get kicked off. You get a warning. You got to get that price up over $1 for 10 consecutive days. You can dip under $1, but you got to close over $1. That's up to us. They normally get 6 months to do that from the day they're warned. We'll have to see if that's in the filings. So this is a company on the NASDAQ. They get all the benefits. They're out of North Carolina. What do? Is an early stage fabless company developing.
Put on your information on the screen.
Oh, shh. Okay, you didn't hear any of that, but I didn't get too far. Thank you. God dang it. This is why God invented women. Keep men in line. All right. As I said, Acoustic Technologies is early stage fabless, fable. I don't know. Fabulous company developing, designing, and manufacturing innovative filter products for radio frequency or RF front ends for mobile wireless device industry. I almost understood what I read there. Let's see if we can get some more insight here. Well, first off, the best place to get insight is a picture. So let's just look at their website real quickly here. Well, we can't get to the website, so we gave it an honest, fair attempt there. Why we couldn't get there, I do not know. So let's go back to text. We will dive into the most recent news press. That's all 2017 up there. Here's one from August. Acoustics receives additional purchase order for 13 million XBAW filters for existing tier 1 customer. So a repeat customer buying $13 million worth. Woo! Either these are some very expensive filters or they're buying a lot of them. All right. Acoustics is high-tech BAWR filter solutions company that is pioneering next-generation materials in MEMS wafer manufacturing. All right. It's very, very technical. It's literally not just the words. It's technology. They're dealing with electronic devices here. The company announced that they have received an additional purchase order of 13 million. I'd like to know what the first ones were from an existing tier 1 customer to satisfy the customer's demand for 7 Wi-Fi access points. 7? God, that's got to be expensive. How expensive are their prices? We had some more news over there. Let's see what we got. Where are we at? We are on the NASDAQ. So that just happened. That's back. It's way back. I got to remember where we're at. Acoustic announces leadership transition. This sounds like something. Acoustics member Jeffrey Schilling, executive officer, member of the board of directors. All right, so they lost their CEO, and he didn't even stay as a board of directors. Normally, when these guys retire their main position, they stay on as a board of directors, somebody to give advice. They're still interested in the company. They still care. This guy just left, whatever that means. Let's see, was that about it? Because that goes pretty far back. There's that. Acoustics receives $2 million volume orders from Wi-Fi 7 program from tier 1 customer. So there's 7. They doubled it up the next time, 21 million. That's pretty bloody good. So let's see what the volume was in the company today. That's way up. We jumped from 11 million to 18 million. Share structure. Yeah, we're just at the border of what I call a decent float. 98 million outstanding. Anything under 100. We may go 101, is a decent outstanding share count. Insiders, that's pretty puny, isn't it? Out of 1 million shares, and they didn't pile up at 6 cents. Their own stock, they ain't piling up. Come on. Why do they only have this many shares? We get the rest. Nope, that ain't making sense, is it? Ain't none of that makes sense, folks. Both of these are coming from 2021. Insider ownings have changed, obviously, since then, I'm sure. This has changed. These two numbers do not add up to that. That was my giveaway. I wasn't looking over there. Let's see if we have any information down here. This is all outdated down here as well. So we got nothing there. Sometimes you can get splits down there. We got nothing down there. So some of this information's outdated. Authorized share count. Look at that. That's outdated. I don't know if that's right. So the only thing we got here is our outstanding share count. So I'm going to presume our market cap is correct here at $5.8 million. Taking a look at our financials. You better be making money. I mean, geez, one customer has given them $20 million this year so far. All right, at the end of their fiscal year, which is June 2023, they had 27 million, coming up from 15, from 6, from 1. So they've been growing over the last 4 years, but where's the profits? They're losing more money. It's not getting stronger, but I mean, they are still losing lots of money. Quarterly, we've had a change here. We have now started making profits. The last 2 quarters, we've gone into the black, literally. Revenues haven't changed. We're still doing between 7 and 8 million, but we've done something else here, which is good. Whatever it is they've done there. Balance sheet for the company, they've got 15 million in the bank, 100 million in assets, 60 million in liabilities. So we're holding 40 million in positive stockholder equity. So they are making money. They're now starting to make profit. They've turned the corner here. That's a good thing. Things are looking pretty decent that way. You just want to see a company growing. They don't always have to be moving like lightning as long as they're going in the right direction. Pre-14A normally means shares coming on the market. Let's see what we got here. Proxy statement. Annual meeting. Okay, let's see. To approve a non-binding advisory for, right, they got to get a new CEO. Yeah, they got to vote on this stuff. 5 directors. We got to vote on that. An amendment. There we go. Reverse stock split, folks. Right there. Ratio between 150 and 250. And I'm sure they don't give us a date because it's a vote. It's a vote. So right now we're only voting on it. I do believe we're just voting. It's not results. No, it's not results yet. They are voting on this. So they are going to be voting, and I haven't seen one not pass yet. Nobody rejects reverse stock split. So minimum is 150, maximum is 250. I'm not going to say which it'll be. It could be either one. It'll probably be somewhere in the middle. And these are normally all to management's discretion. They get to do it when they want to do it over the next 12 months. Now, I did learn something just this last week. There are rules now so that the rug can't be pulled out from underneath us. I used to say that they don't have to notify you once they've had a vote. They've notified you. Not true. They have to notify you 5 days. They have to notify you by filing or by press release that they are doing a reverse stock split within 5 days of it. But that's it. They don't have to make a big deal about it. And I normally find the ones that are silent, putting them off in FINRA OTC. I find filings over there that do not come out over here at the OTC market, don't come out on the news. There's filings there, and I find a lot of reverse stock splits over there that I post each day. So we've got that to consider. And what was our share count over here? What are we looking at? Well, if they do a 1 in 50, wow, we'd be holding 2 million shares, folks. 2 million, right? No, 50 million. No, 2 million. That would be 2 million shares. Oh my God, they can't do a 250. I've been working with numbers all day. I feel my brain's probably going off wire right now, but that's going to be a serious dilution. So they're not going to do it right now. So as a day trader, if you're scalping, this has no effect on us, but it will have an effect on the price. So we're going to watch the price probably fall after the stockholder meeting and they approve it. You're going to see the stock probably fall. Maybe it'll bounce, maybe it won't. All right, that's everything I can say about this stock. Let's see what my buddy Talor has.
Okay, well, it doesn't look that great at first glance because
No, it doesn't. No,
yeah,
that
this was
doesn't look good.
the 52-week low was right here, just the end of last week into this week at 5.3 cents, and now we're at 6.6 cents or so. I think it said, let me see, 52-week high was something like $1, $1.19. That was way back. And there hasn't been any stock splits that I saw. I could be wrong. I went back pretty far. So let's zoom into the 1 hour. We'll see what's going on. It looks like most of it. Uh-oh, don't freeze on me. There we go. It looks like most of the movement was towards the end of the day into after hours. Let's see if we can do regular candles.
Oh, that's an atypical breakout setup right there.
Yeah.
I like to see the price be underneath the 200, and you don't have the 200 haul on your chart. No, it's a lot like a 200 EMA. It just takes into consideration the price, which your 200 MA does not take the price into consideration. It could care less one way or the other. 200 haul cares. And that, when it's underneath the price, acts like a slap. And when the price is between both 200s and your bottom 200 haul turns up, man, watch that price go straight to the 200, to it and through it. I say it all the time, folks. This is looking really good. I like this setup. I'm going to watch this tomorrow.
The news, something came out at the very end of the day, because this is the 1 hour chart. This is the last hour.
That's what I was saying. Something came out at the end of the day.
I'll look that up. Candles too. I mean, that's a pretty big jump. Looks like it jumped like 12%, which was the end of from yesterday into like right now, to 12% run. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. Let's see what the Heikin-Ashi. There we go. This is the 15-minute. So all that activity was in the end of the day. I don't know what happened, but
I'm checking on it right now. I have no news, so it had to be a filing. I've got a site that's very good for news.
And this is our 52-week low down here, and then you can see we're just kind of stair-stepped up a little bit and went flat today, and then at the end of the day, you can see, and all this volume came in too.
The only thing that came out today is that shareholder meeting announcement.
Yeah.
And they're asking you to vote for everything. So it's like a guaranteed reverse stock split. Not now.
Yeah. But sometimes those are favorable though, right?
We did have one the other day. I did a video on it. It did not fall hard at all. I mean, they adjusted the chart immediately. So you had no way of seeing the chart, what it acted. So we had a little drop on it, and then it just took off, which to me, that's a successful reverse stock split. If you get higher than where you opened up at and stay that way at the end of the day, that was a good reverse stock split. And it did. It ran very good. As a matter of fact, we looked at it at $4.56 that morning, and it went to $8 by the end of the day.
Wow.
Yeah, so that one was successful. But most stock splits are not, especially on the OTC. They don't do too well down here.
So this is on the NASDAQ. This one is.
Then we may have hope, because when you do a reverse stock split, you increase your price, which pushes the stock up in front of people who have more money than the people down below. So you get bigger investors, and then you get people who start looking at it who have never seen your stock before, who have money. So that can move the stock to a whole nother level if it's successful.
Okay. Well, it looks like 20 minutes before the bell is when this started running, because this is the 5-minute chart right here.
Wow. That's beautiful. And that is steady too. So if you should honestly, folks, have a site that has an audible notification on it when news comes out. And if you're always looking for runners, every time the bell rings, just glance, look over there and see what the news is. And if it looks like it's something worthy, check the volume. Bam, you could catch a run. You don't have to stay in it all day. Just get in, get out. What a way to finish the day. You thought it was going to be a bad day, and you just got a popper at the very end.
Yeah.
That's what we did with GWSI today.
That was awesome. I saw y'all doing that.
We thought it was over.
You always thought it was over, and it kept running more.
Came right back up. All right, folks, that does it. We have looked at everything we're going to look at today. I'm going to bring Taylor back. I'm new at these buttons. Taylor was doing it for me for over a year, and she actually had to sacrifice her position as a controller here. We had to give it up to another Discord member who's using it as well. We've only got so many positions, so now she's got to come on as a guest, and she can't push any buttons for me, which means I got to do all the work, and I'm not as good at it as she was. So So I appreciate you being here. We weren't sure you were going to be here. It's the same thing for next week. We're
I
crossing
should
our.
be. I hope so.
Do ya?
I hope so. I'm hoping to be. Yeah. That would be awesome if I could.
Right, right. Folks, I'm going to have to go through all these comments. I see we had a lot of people come in here. Feminine the Legend. Well, what kind of name is that? I'm just going to call you Legend. Oh, the man, the legend. I'm going to have to read that a few times. Thank you. Appreciate you showing up. Steven Spargo, not your business. Brian, look at all of you guys. You know, you guys make me feel good. Selena, I do all the work I do for you guys. I don't get paid to do this. I don't get paid to do these live videos, to put up news in the morning. I do it because I'm single. I do it because I don't have a wife and family. I do it because I want to show somebody I care. And folks, I trade stocks. I know how important this information is. I care. I care. So I'm just bringing it to you as best I can. I'm not perfect. I'm not AI, but I'm sincere. And I appreciate you backing me up. I would be nothing without you. I ain't much right now, but I'm at least something because of you. Thank you, my friends. And thank you, Taylor. I appreciate your efforts. Free
No
or
problem.
not, they're valuable to me. We'll see you next week, folks. Thursday, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The market's closing. I'm here waiting for you. We'll see you then. You know what to expect now.